Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. So now we are on the series in which we are picking up different topics of P3 that we have covered so far, and the focus is on algebra. In the first video number 1 that you just saw, we did some questions in complete detail related to modulus function. And now in this particular video, which is video number 2, we are focusing on polynomials. So this was the analysis that we went through in the last time. Now let's focus on the blue dots because it's about polynomials. It says divide a polynomial of degree not exceeding 4. That means we are dealing with a quartic equation, that is the maximum, by a linear or quadratic polynomial, and identify the quotient and the remainder can be 0. That means when we are dividing by a polynomial by a linear or quadratic polynomial, which we call as a linear factor, if it's a factor, the remainder will be 0. If it's not a factor, the remainder will not be 0. And this is the detail of that. Example: to find factors and remainders, solve polynomial equations, or evaluate unknown coefficients, including factor of the form ax plus b. That means the factor could be x minus 2, the factor could be 3x plus 2, and so on, and including calculation of remainders. So without further ado, let's look at this. And this PDF, the working that you're seeing, that is for video number 1. So those of you who have not yet seen that particular video, it's time that you go back and watch that one. So now we are starting with polynomials, and the focus is on remainder, factor theorem, and long division. Now let's look at this question. Now in this question, which is of June 2020, variant 32, question number 1, they are asking us to find the quotient and remainder when this polynomial is divided by this quadratic. So this one is quartic, power 4. This is known as quartic. And power 2, this you know is quadratic. So let's get started. Let me write over here. This is 6x power 4 plus x cube minus x square plus 5x minus 6. Now one thing that you should be very certain is the positive and the negative sign. It was not written properly, so that is why I wrote it very properly. Positive 6x4, positive x cube, negative x square, positive 5x, negative 6. All good, all clear. And let me just draw a line over here. So that is for the division sign, like this. And over here, I'm writing the quadratic divisor. So therefore, this is 2x squared. And let me just make the marker a bit thinner. This is 2x squared minus x plus 1. Now, what is the process? The process is, you are aware of it because you have been taught it in the regular class, is that take the highest power and take the highest power and divide. So 6 over 2 is 3. X power 4 over x square is 3x square. Multiply with every single term over here. That is the way to do it. So let me write over here 3 into 2, that is 6x power 4. 3 into negative 1, that is negative 3x cube. 3 into 1, that is positive 3x square. Now let me draw a line over here, and hold for a second. So I'm just drawing this line. And let me write underneath it. So we change the sign. This is negative, this becomes positive, this becomes negative. So x cube minus 3x squared, that is minus 2x cube. This is minus 4x squared, and just pull one term down. Now the question is, why just one term down? Because there are 3 terms over here, so at a time I can manage 3. Repeat the same process as before. So negative 2x cube over 2x square, that is negative 2x. And do the same thing as over here. Multiply with each one of them. So that is, this is 2, and let me just do this correction. That is just x. So now over here, this is just x, and then I'll write this thing that is negative 2x cube, and this is positive x square, and this is negative x, and then draw a line like this, and then change the sign and add. So this becomes positive, this becomes negative, this becomes positive. So minus 4 minus 1, that is minus 5x square. And 5 plus 1, that is 6x. Now I think there is some small thing that I made a mistake. I just have a feeling. This is 1 plus 3, this is 4. Okay, over here I think that was a mistake. So let me go back. And I'm not stopping my recording because I want you to feel that as this human that you make a mistake. So no issue, go back and check. And I have not checked the answer. I just get that feeling. So therefore this is 1 plus 3, that is 4. So let me write over here, this is 4x cubed. And this is minus and this is minus, that is negative 4x square, and we are pulling this 5x down. Now let me repeat the same process. 4x cubed over 2x square, that is a positive 2x. All good? All clear? Yeah. So now multiply. This is 4x cubed. This is negative 2x square. This is positive 2x. Draw this line. Change the sign and add. So this is negative. This is positive. This is negative. Minus 4 plus 2. That is negative 2x square. 5 minus 2. That is positive 3x. And do one other thing, that is take this whole thing down, which is negative 6 over here. Now repeat the same process. So now let me use a green marker. Negative 2x square over 2x square, that is negative 1. Now again multiply in the same manner, that is negative 2x square. And this negative and negative, that is plus 2x, and negative 1 into 1, that is negative 1. Again draw this line, change the sign, which is positive, which is negative, which is positive. So 3 minus 2, and this is 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 minus 2 is x, and minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. Let me just check one thing, and that is again a small mistake. That is right over here. So this is 2x. Let me show you what the mistake was. This negative 1 into 2x squared, that is negative 2x squared. Negative 1 into negative x is positive x. So it was not a 2, it's simply x. So 3 minus x, that is 2x minus 5. I think it's all good, all clear. Now using this highlighter, this is 2x minus 5. This is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. So therefore this is the quotient. Write it separately. So quotient, I'll write it separately, and remainder that I can see, that is 2x minus 5. Use a bracket, that is neater. 3, 2 minus 1. That is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. That's the quotient, that's the remainder, and that is for 3 mark. Now every single part is worth it. And this is the place where you can make the most arithmetic mistake. That is about multiplication and the quotient and the plus and the minus sign, and it happens. So let's double check. So now over here, this is 3x squared minus 2x minus 1, 2x minus 5. It's all good, all clear. Now let's move to this particular one, which is June 2022, variant 31, question number 5. Now let me highlight this thing. That is the polynomial ax cubed minus 10x squared plus bx plus 8, where a and b are constants, is denoted by px. It is given that x minus 2 is a factor of both px and p prime x. Differentiation is also there, just a basic differentiation. So now first of all, let me write down, I'm not reading the rest of the question, let me write it down first. So therefore px is equals to ax cube minus 10x square plus bx plus 8. And actually, let me just write down on the side and let me differentiate it over here. So therefore, p prime x, that is 3ax square minus 20x plus b. Now it's saying that x minus 2 is a factor of both. So if x minus 2 is a factor, so therefore plug in x is equals to 2. So let me plug in 2, equate it to 0. Let me plug in 2 in the derivative, equate it to 0. Now in the first one, this is a into 2 cube minus 10 into 2 square plus b into 2 plus 8 equals to 0. Is it a plus 8? Yes, it's a plus 8. Over here, 3a into 2 square minus 20 into 2 plus b equals to 0. So I'm forming two different equations side by side. The first one, that is 8a, 4 into 10 is 40, and this is 2b plus 8 equals to 0. Let's divide by 2. That is 4a minus 20 plus b plus 4 equals to 0. Therefore, 4a minus b equals to positive 16. When it's taken to the other side, it becomes positive. This is equation number 1. Similarly, 4 into 3, that is 12a, and this is 40 plus b equals to 0. Therefore, 12a plus b equals to 40. That is equation number 2. Now it's a traditional question of simultaneous equation. So let me just copy this thing, just this much. Let me write it over here. Let me copy this much. And let me write it over here. And it's a very simple elimination thing. So let me just draw a line. And let me add it all up. So therefore, if I add it all up, this negative b, this positive b cancels out. 4a plus 12a, that is 16a. And I hope there is no negative sign over here. So let me just double check my working. 4a plus b is this, and there is a plus sign. No, it's not cancelling out. There was a small error over here. That is, this one was positive. Okay, so I made a mistake of copying it wrongly. This is plus b, this is plus b, this is plus b. Now let me change the sign. So therefore this is negative. Let me use a green marker. This is negative, this is negative, this is negative, and now I'll add it up. So 4 minus 12, that is negative 8a, and this is negative 24. Therefore, a comes out to be positive 3. Plug in equation number 1. This is 1, this is 2. Plug in equation 1. 4a plus b equals to 16. That is 4 into 3 plus b equals to 16. 12 plus b equals to 16. Therefore, b comes out to be 4. So therefore, make a habit of writing it. That is the final answer. That is a is 3 and b is 4. I think that is part 1, part A. When a and b have these values, factorize fx completely. Now let me go to the next page. So when a and b has these values, so we know that a is 3, b is 4. Therefore, px for part b, this equals to 3x cube minus 10x square plus 4x plus 8. That is the cubic polynomial. And x minus 2 is a factor. So now again, it's about algebraic division. 3x cube minus 10x square plus 4x plus 8. Now it's being divided. So let me just draw this line like this so that it's easier to write it down. And let me push this thing down a bit. Okay. And over here, this is x minus 2. Now, I just want to draw your attention to one thing. That is, we did algebraic division, popularly known as long division. This is quartic divided by quadratic. over here in this particular part, we are taking a cubic polynomial and we are dividing it by a linear factor. So that is what is happening. The rule is still the same. That is, take the highest power from here, take the highest power from here and divide. So that is 3x square. Multiply with each term over here. That is 3x cubed minus 6x square. And let's be very, very vigilant. Let's try not to make any more mistakes. So drew a line, change the sign. This is negative, this is positive. 10 and 6, the difference is 4, but with a negative sign, negative 4x square. Now there are two terms over here, therefore I'll just pull one of them down, which is 4x. Repeat the same process again, negative 4x square over x. That is how much? That is negative 4x. And repeat the same process. So that is negative 4x square plus positive 8x. Again, draw the line, use a black marker, change the sign and add. So 4 minus 8 is negative 4x, and let's pull this down again. So this is 8 over here, and using a green marker, negative 4x over x is negative 4. That is negative 4x plus 8, and this time definitely the remainder has to be 0. Why it has to be 0? Because it is a factor. So since it's a factor, therefore remainder is 0. Therefore px is equals to x minus 2 into the quotient, which is 3 minus 4 minus 4. That is 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. Now the question is, can I factorize it further? I think I can. So let me do this factorization on the sidelines. 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. That is 3 into minus 4 is minus 12. So therefore 3x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 4. That is 3xx minus 2 plus 2x minus 2. So I am getting x minus 2. I am getting 3x plus 2. And there was already an x minus 2 from before. Now these two are the same. So therefore, let me highlight this thing. So this and this is the same. So therefore, let me write over here, that is x minus 2 whole square, 3x plus 2. And this is px factorized completely. So that is how we have factorized a cubic equation. Now just an extra knowledge box for some people. What if the question was solve px equals to 0? So you have to do all this process. You are solving an equation and we will write x minus 2 whole square, 3x plus 2 equals to 0. Therefore x is positive 2. Therefore x is negative 2/3. This one is a repeated root and that is the other distinct root. So that is how this question is done, and it's well managed and all good. This is 3, this is 4, this is this, all good, all clear. Now let's look at this particular question, which is 2022 November, variant 33, question number 2. Now the question says the polynomial where a is a constant is denoted by px. I think they should have just used fx. Px is kind of like difficult to remember. So now it says that it is given that 2x plus 3 is a polynomial, is a factor of px. Now remember, it says that sometimes the coefficient of x will not be 0. So there it is. So 2x plus 3 equals to 0. X is minus 3 over 2. That is the plug-in value, which means that for part A, we have to say that probability of negative 3 over 2 should be 0. Now, even before that, let me write what is px. That is 2x cubed minus x squared. There is no x term. That is 0x plus a. The 0x will be used in long division, not as such. So now if I plug in this thing, p of negative 3 over 2, that is 2 into negative 3 over 2 whole cube, negative 3 over 2 whole square, and this is a. Now keep in mind, If it's negative, after cubing, it will remain as negative. If it's negative, after squaring, it will become positive. So therefore, this is 9 over 4. And this one over here, that is 27 over 8. And over here, don't forget the negative sign, which let me put it in blue color. And this is like this. There is a negative sign, there is an A, there is a 2 equal. And let me simplify it further. Negative 3 cube is 27, 2 cube is 8. Therefore, this is negative 27 over 4 minus 9 over 4 plus A. Let me simplify it further. Negative 36 over 4 plus A, which is negative 9 plus A, and we are equating it to 0. Therefore, the value of A comes out to be 9. So that is the first thing. Let me double check. Yes, the value of A is 9. Now, what exactly are they asking? Let me just copy this thing. I need more space. And they are asking this thing, that when A has this value, so let me write Px again for part B. Px, that is 2x cubed minus x squared plus 0x plus 9. When A has this value, solve this inequality. So now first I need to factorize it. So 2x cubed minus x squared plus 0x plus 9. And we are dividing it with a linear factor. So therefore, let me write over here, that is 2x plus 3. And the rule is the same as before. So 2x cubed over 2x, that is x squared, multiply it out. So that is 2x cubed, and this is x squared into 3, that is plus. I was just getting mixed up between the plus and the minus. So that is 3x squared. And let me write it very properly. And let me draw a line. Let me change the sign. So that is negative, negative 1, negative 3, negative 4x squared. Let me pull this 0x down so that everything falls in the right place. Let me repeat the same stuff. Negative 4x squared over 2x, that is negative 2x. Repeat the same process. That is negative 4x squared, negative 6x. Draw the line, change the sign. So this is positive, this is positive, this is 6x. Let me pull this 9 down, all the way down. So therefore, this is plus 9. Let me repeat the same step. 6x over 2x, that is 3. So therefore, this is 6x plus 9, and voila, we got it all correct, all right. Again, the black marker, this is negative, this is negative. Definitely the remainder is 0 because it's a linear factor. So Px is equals to 2x plus 3 multiplying with x squared minus 2x plus 3. X squared minus 2x plus 3. And wait a minute. I need to check whether will this factorize, yes or no. So I think I have a feeling it won't factorize. Is it plus 2x or minus 2x? I think it is, there should be a plus 2x. Let me just double check. So this is minus x squared, minus 3x squared, and that is minus 4x squared. Let me just double check. So now over here, we took this 2x squared over this thing. That is x squared, that is plus 3x. This was minus, was it minus? Yeah, it was minus. So this is minus minus, and it's giving a remainder of 0. Let's double check. Yes, it's minus 2x, all good. So now let me write A is 1, B is negative 2, C is 3, and let me evaluate B squared minus 4AC. Minus 2 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 3. This is 4 minus 12, which is negative. Therefore, no real roots. So therefore, the only real root is what? This is x is equals to minus 3 over 2. So therefore, I need to draw a grid over here, and that is the grid. and I need to focus on the coefficient of x cube. So the coefficient of x cube is positive. So it will start with top right, it will go till bottom left, and the next thing, this is the only real root. So only real root is 3 over 2, negative 3 over 2. So now this is 2x plus 3. Yes, it's 2x plus 3. So let me draw this line, and the graph will be something like this. Just giving you an idea that is too thick. Something like this. And over here, let me mark this point. That is negative 3 over 2. And we want to solve the inequality px is less than 0. So px less than 0, that means region below x-axis. So let me highlight this particular region. That is this one. So that is this region that is below the x-axis. That is like this. That means if my x value, if I go to the left of negative 3 over 2, the y value will decrease. That is what exactly it is saying. So therefore the answer is this thing. Therefore the answer over here, x is less than negative 3 over 2, and that is the answer. Again, they have not explained it the way that I have explained it, doing it thoroughly, showing every single step, making you understand every single detail. So that completes this thing. That is the algebra P3 series. Actually, it's the P3 algebra series. And this is lecture number 2 on polynomials. So what's coming up next? Coming up next should be something related to binomial and partial fractions. Stay tuned for more content on Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub.